merchandise or even introduce new merchandise into your store. And pop-ups are excellent for holidays as well, especially if you want to test out merchandise. So there's 5 possible objectives for a brand pop-up. One is to build a brand or build your name. So let's say you were thinking about moving into a new location, or you brought in a new venture that you wanted to introduce, or you hired a new associate with a certain kind of experience. You could use that as a brand building experience. The second thing is, as I said, to introduce a new product, whether it be some kind of a different garment that you want to carry in your store for January, or if you're thinking about doing your own custom line. Or if you have somebody in your area that does design that you'd like to carry, if you're thinking about putting in your showcases, a pop-up is a great way to be able to do that as well. The third thing is to test something. That might be a new market, that might be an audience, that might be a concept, a format, or a partnership. Or it also might be to test out different price points. You might want to go lower for the holidays, you might want to go higher for the holidays. Pop-ups work perfect for that. The fourth objective would be to create some major buzz. And so how would you do that? Well, you think about who you are, what it is that you want to accomplish, and then build your buzz around that. And the fifth one, of course, is the obvious, which Diane, right? Diane and I were talking about earlier, if you want to move some merchandise, because sales is still a legitimate goal of a pop-up. You definitely want to make the sales. You don't want to, go into it and lose money. But one pick one of the objectives or maybe 2. Because if you have too many things going on, it's like anything. Aaliyah says this best. Pick a message. Keep to that message. Make that message your focus. That doesn't mean you can't change it up a little bit. Linda Spill's here with us. They do a great job with that at Samuel Spill. They always have a consistent type of merchandise that you know you can count on, the basics we can call them, that you can count on them for all the time, but they're always introducing new products around that as well. In certain price points, to test their market, to see what it is that their customers want. Think of that, doing the same thing for yourself. So in your message, you don't want it to be confusing, you don't want to lose who you are, but you want to try to create some excitement. The other thing is, with the pop-up shopper, their mentality is totally different than someone who just comes into your store to shop. What they're looking for is the experience. So let's say you decide that you want to showcase some citrine or amethyst, and you want to talk about coming in from Brazil or being mined in Brazil. You can have a Brazilian night in your store, Brazilian several days in your store, and then theme everything around that. Make it exciting for them. Look at your store differently. Don't look at it and say, this is my store and the same thing goes on every single day. Think of it as you're a customer. Go outside, come back in. How can you change it up and make that experience good for them? The other thing is that the true gauge of a success with pop-up is going to be how many people come into it or how many people attend the event over the certain number of days. It's not necessarily the bottom line, although I'm telling you, you do want to make profit, but it's the number of people that are exposed, because generally the pop-up shopper is going to be someone that's going to give you additional exposure on social media. So store visits outweigh overall revenue and sales, but you want to make sure that you focus on building a combination of attitude, a good attitude on your part, products that you either want to, again, test, dispose of, sell off, whatever that might be, or something that is really out of the ordinary for you that you haven't tried before. We discussed this a few minutes ago. Diane went into a pop-up unexpectedly. She said her pop-up lasted 5 years.
I'm still in it.
But she went into it because she had merchandise that she was going to try to move. And she was thinking about getting out of the industry, and then it just worked out for her that 5 years later, she's still got a great location, and she's obviously doing really well with it. So, again, there's 5 things that you can do, but pick 2 of the 5 because you really want to make this a strategic focus. So, the first step for a pop-up, as I have in my sheet, is to name it and claim it. Think about the name. What do you want it to be? Let's say, I would use Christmas in July because I have Linda here and she's got some great products that I want to talk about. So let's say you decide you want to do a Christmas in July pop-up event. With that event, you would want to partner with a strategic partner like Samuelsville. They have an excellent selection. When Linda sent it to me, I went crazy over it, of heart-shaped jewelry. So you could either do this before Valentine's Day, or you could do it as a Christmas in July, and you could make your theme all about hearts. If it was Christmas in July, you could do all different kinds of heart-shaped items. And showcase one of your manufacturer's pieces of jewelry that build out this theme. You could partner with a floral shop that could do heart-themed displays for you. Think about how you can be as creative as possible and make that experience when the customers come to your store. You could do community events as well.